Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy OG Black. So I got one today, guys, for you guys. It's a part one of I don't know how long. Maybe if you guys like it, I'll do more. But just a part one about the Zetas and how they were formed. One of their founding members. So one of their founding members comes from a big family. His name is Miguel Angel Trevino. Miguel Angel Trevino. What can I say about him? He is the viciousest man. He is one of the most viciousest men that's ever lived this face of this earth. My grandfather, he spoke of a lot of people. My dad spoke of a lot of people, and these are one of the people they spoke about out of Texas, the Trevinos. People don't know who the Trevinos are. The Trevinos are a Mexican-American family based out of Texas. I'm not going to say where they're from out of respect for their family. They're out of Texas. They're originally out of Mexico. Mr. Trevino, the grandfather, the original Trevino, would be about 85 years old right now, or 91 to be exact. The Trevinos come from a large family. Now, the Trevinos in Mexico were what you call your normal beginning of a narco family. The Trevinos show all the signs of an intelligence community that came from a proper family, that came from a good family. But I don't mean proper by in money. See, people don't know that the Trevinos, they came from Tamaulipas. They came from a lot of places close to the the Laredo border. The Trevinos were originally, Miguel Angel was one of the original members of the Zetas. The things that people don't know about them is that at the time when Miguel Angel Trevino was starting and forming the Zetas, he started to become a big cartel boss. Started making a lot of money, and the problem with making a lot of money is you need a way to launder that money. I'm going to get more into this story because a lot of people are into the violence, into the murdering, and I'm not into promoting all that, but I will tell you the stories about them if you want to hear them, if you want to know about them. I'm trying to give you another avenue so you guys understand the mob isn't all about murder, mayhem, and all that stuff. There's a lot of intelligent people behind there, and the Trevino family is one of them. Now, Miguel Angel was making a lot of money. His dad started off as a poor rancher. And these poor ranchers, they like to do things on the side, to have fun on the weekends. Remember, they don't have TVs or too much out there. So they do a lot of things for fun, for pastime, And one of the things they like to do is race quarter-mile racehorses. Now in Mexico, they don't have thoroughbred racehorses like they do in the United States, who run that whole lap. These are quarter-mile horses. They run about a quarter of a mile, full sprint. They give you the best they got for that quarter mile. And the Trevinos were one of the best in Mexico. The grandfather, just for some way, had a good eye for horses, and roosters is another thing that he liked doing too. So these Trevinos, when they started making money, Miguel Angel started making money. He started laundering the money. Now, any good family, once they start making real good money, he sent his family back to the United States of America. So his dad and them started going to the U.S. and they lived in the U.S. while Miguel Angel worked in Mexico. They moved to Texas. Actually, I'll get into it in my next story, but one of Miguel Angel's brothers was a mayor or a councilman in Texas, which I'll get into more. So Miguel Angel started raising horses, and helping his dad and funneling money through his horses and giving his dad horses. So you guys know, the Zetas are the only cartel organization with a thoroughbred winner in all the major circuits of American horse racing. And I'm going to give you the name of that horse right now, so you guys can look him up. His name is El Piloto, or the pilot. And they named him that because of all the cargaments and cargo they used to get of cocaine. That horse actually did not come from Mexico. That horse came from Saudi Arabia. So he was flown in. He was a special horse. But he was bred into the Zeta bloodline, into the Trevino family bloodline. The grandpa produced some great horses. So Miguel Angel Trevino was raising and laundering money, but the U.S. Secretary, the U.S. Treasury found out about it and were able to wipe him out. See, they follow the money source. The United States of America has really found out one thing, which they did the same thing in my drug cases. They follow the money. Once you follow the money, you find out all the sources of their legal avenues, and you start shutting them down. You start RICOing them, you start IRSing them, and you put them in a hole. Remember, guys, you want to crush any organization, you take their money, and you put their wives behind jail afterwards. But I'll get more into that. So the Trevinos had a grandfather who lived in the U.S. and a father that lived in the U.S. after they moved out of Mexico, and they started laundering their money through this horse racing, through the quarter horse racing. You know, and people in the U.S. didn't know, but the U.S. government treasury did their job, and they found out the truth. You know, there's many avenues that the Trevinos were laundering their money, and that's just one of them. You know, the Zetas, now that family, the Trevinos are fighting real hard. They formed an offshoot of the Zetas called El Cartel del Noreste. El Cartel del Noreste is in charge by Miguel Ángel Trevino's nephew. Now I ain't gonna say his name either, because he's active and they're still looking for him and he's doing what he's doing, you know. But he calls himself the Vieja Escuela, which means the old school, the original members of the Zetas, because he pays tribute to his uncle, his godfather, Miguel Ángel. You know, Miguel Ángel became real famous because he did something. He had that little motto, no soldier left behind, no Zeta left behind, which I'll get into the next one if I do another one of this. If you guys like it, I will. Lascano, el Señor Lascano, which was another founding member of the Zetas, was in a bad confrontation. And he was killed. But when he was taken to the morgue, Miguel Ángel Trevino and a squadron and escoltas went into that morgue, guns, and took that body back from the Mexican government and buried him. The Trevinos are one of the most vicious and most scariest families that had ever lived in any cartel organization ever. Their ranks amongst the Chapos, the Felix Torreses, the Zambadas, for their brutality is unmatched by anyone. This is just a little bit about the Trevinos and the Zetas, founding members. If you guys like this, smash, like, subscribe, comment, let me know. It's your boy OG Black, man, trying to get you guys out of this life. Hope you guys like it. If you don't, man, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do my best to make you guys happy out there. Make sure you guys don't get out. Shout out to everybody in the UK. Shout out to everybody in Colombia. Shout out to everybody in Colombia, man. It's been off the hook, man. You know, I've been getting a big response from Colombia and the UK too, man. You guys really don't know, you know, what goes out around over here and what's going on in Colombia. They kind of have the same thing with the sicarios and the cartels, just a whole different way. You know, I mean, shout outs to everybody, my boy OG Shadow. Keep you guys safe. Keep praying. Clean, wash your hands, man. And all I can say is we're going to make it, man. It's your boy OG Black. Signing off, giving you guys a little history about the Zetas, about the Trevinos, original founding members of the Zetas. They're not the original members, because remember, it was founded by a bunch of people, so they're not, but they are one of the founding members. It's your boy OG Black signing off. Hope you guys like it. Talk to you later, man.